Do you think life is simple? Actually, let me rephrase that. Do you think your life is simple? I get overwhelmed pretty easily, and I think it's really hard not to in this day and age. We're connected to the rest of the world 24/7, and our schedules fill up with work, side hustles, personal commitments, hobbies, life admin tasks, events, and then we're also expected to have time for ourselves. It can get really overwhelming, but somehow having more stuff, doing more things, and knowing more people is seen as more desirable. I just think that life is already so complicated, there's so much that we can't control, and there's things externally that already bring us stress, tension, and anguish. So in my mind, it makes no sense to bring more of that into our lives where we can avoid it. To me, having a simple life basically means not being overwhelmed. I want to create this sense of inner and outer peace. I don't want any stress, and I definitely don't want any drama. And there's definitely different areas of my day-to-day that I've simplified to make sure that my life is easier, happier, healthier, and way more stress-free. I absolutely hate decision making, and I procrastinate every time I have to make a decision. And knowing that, it means that I've cut out decision making from various areas of my life. So for example, I have a morning routine, evening routine, and a cleaning routine. And these are things that I do every day or every week. And because of that, it means I don't have to think about them. I'm just in a constant state of flow doing them. It's almost like I'm in autopilot. I also set myself habits called non-negotiables. These are things that I have to do every single week without fail, and it means that I'm not sitting there questioning whether I should do them. So my main two non-negotiables are exercising at least 3 times a week and filming 1 YouTube video a week. I have set lists which I refer back to rather than having to make a new list every single time. So for example, I have a packing list for whenever I'm going abroad or away for the weekend, and I also have a food list for all of the things that I tend to buy on a regular basis. Because these lists are always there, it means that I don't have to keep thinking about them, I just go back to that same list repeatedly. I've also cut out decision making in other areas of my life by making one decision about something and using that decision to make all of my other decisions. So for example, with clothing, I recently made the decision to stick to 5 colours in my wardrobe. And in that way, it's been so much easier to choose what to wear and what to buy when it comes to clothes. I also have the same breakfast and lunch meals every single week, which I know sounds really repetitive, but it just makes my life so much easier because there are 2 meals in the day that I don't have to think about. I also have set skincare and set makeup items that I use now, so it means that I don't have to go searching for items or thinking about what to buy. By getting rid of day-to-day decision making, it means that it's freed up a lot of mental space for other things. I've talked about this before, but I used to be someone who set so many goals every single year, and those goals would just sit in my planner without me taking any action. Obviously, they were goals that I thought I should do or just didn't care enough about them, otherwise I would have taken action on them. Now, I don't think there's any problem in setting goals, but I think the problem that a lot of us have is that we set way too many goals, or at least I definitely was. I was setting myself so many career goals, goals for side projects, fitness goals, and goals to learn so many different things. The problem that I had is whenever I wrote down a goal, that goal and those words that I'd constantly be seeing would be putting pressure on me. They'd make me feel like I should be doing something. And I think that's fine when you've set yourself 1 or 2 goals that you really care about, but if you've set 10 goals, how can you not feel overwhelmed and scattered? I still consider myself a goal getter, but I definitely don't consider myself much of a goal setter anymore. I've simplified my goals in numbers, and I make sure that all of the goals that I set are really intentional. And all of those previous goals that I've set, I've just completely let go of them. They weren't doing anything for me, and life feels so much more simple when you've got a simple goal list that you can really focus on. Growing up, I definitely had the sense that we were meant to have more people around us and have as many friends as possible. And I actually had friends who were really keen on being popular, but I think being popular is so overrated. No one cares how many contacts you have on your phone or how many people are following you on social media, and with more people comes more responsibility. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a recluse in order to simplify your life, but I just think that relationships don't need to be complicated. We don't need to surround ourselves with toxic people who make us feel like crap or who bring drama into our lives every other week. I would rather fill my time with genuine love and genuine connection. And I actually can't remember the last time that I had any friendship problems or any friendship drama, because I just don't make the space for that in my life. Now, I might have less friends and less family that I'm close to compared to most people, but I'm genuinely okay with that because the people in my life are so genuine that it means that I have so much more time and energy for them. We try to do so many things all at once. I remember when I was younger, I used to actually boast about the fact that I was so great at multitasking, but nowadays I see it as more of a hindrance than anything else. I absolutely hate my mind being scattered. So now I try to focus on just one thing at a time, and even when I'm on my laptop, I try to just have one tab open rather than 100. I also try and let mindless tasks be mindless. I know the advice out there is that we should be listening to podcasts while we shower, do the dishes, or go for a walk, but actually I'm really enjoying the idea of just letting these things be mindless. I like letting my mind just wander and be free, and turning my brain off so that it can just produce its own magic. We don't need to squeeze in something productive for every second of the day. Sometimes it's okay to just exist and breathe. Screens are in our faces a lot of the time, so it was really important for me to simplify my digital life. So one of the best things that I've recently done is to have set devices for set things. So I use my laptop for anything YouTube related, I use my iPad for anything creative and for anything social media related, and then I use my phone for WhatsApps, calls and emails only. It means that I no longer have social media on my phone, and that has simplified things so much. In terms of social media, I've already made a video about this, but I chose specifically what social media platforms I want to be on. I no longer feel the need to be on every single social media platform because I feel like it just complicates things and is a massive waste of time. I've also unfollowed and unsubscribed from any accounts that don't actually bring any value into my life. And I've also deleted apps on my phone that I don't use. So it just means that everything that's on my phone or digital devices are things that I actually use and things that actually help me. I can't talk about simplifying my life without talking about simplifying my space. I'm somebody who really thrives off my environment, and I really do feel like my environment is a reflection of my mental state. So if there's a cluttered space, I will feel like a complete mess. I like to put away things when I'm done using them, and so the only things that are really left out in my space are things that really add to my environment, so things like candles and plants and artwork. I feel great every time I declutter and get rid of things that I'm no longer using. And for the things that I do own, I try to use them in a way that works best for me. So for example, I've recently reorganized my drawers. I used to have a drawer for each clothing category. So for example, I had a drawer for tops and then I had a drawer for bottoms. But I found that every day I was going into multiple drawers and just making a mess. So now I've divided my drawers by occasion. So I have a drawer for loungewear, I have a drawer for day outfits, and I have a drawer for evening outfits. And this just works so much better for me, and it's just simplified my day-to-day so much better because I only have to go into one drawer to build one outfit. So I feel like by doing that, I've just made my space work for me a lot better, and I'm using it in a more effective way. So in a nutshell, I've basically just simplified my life by being way more intentional. I decided what was important to me, and everything else I either eliminated or streamlined. And it just means there's so much more space for mental clarity, freedom and creativity. Let me know down in the comments below if there's anything that you've done to simplify your life, and keep intentional and go create some magic.